You only need to know me. I will be the one.
So at the end of chapter 1068, we saw what Rob Lucci did to that Vegapunk, and many of us got hyped up. How strong is Rob Lucci now, we were asking. What new abilities does he have? And now my comments on Twitter and YouTube are being spammed with comparisons to Rob Lucci and Kaido, questioning just how strong Rob Lucci has become and why hasn't Kaido also awakened unless maybe he has. Yes, I'm still a Rob Lucci stan and he's clearly gotten stronger over the years, but it doesn't seem to have been enough to defeat an emperor. But clearly enough to keep up with a Gear 5 Luffy, maybe. We'll have to wait and see what happens next chapter. There's a lot to take away from all of this, what we've seen from their fight so far. After all, I said for the longest while that knowing Rob Lucci's character is one that seems to live for battle, he likes killing. And so his defeat to Luffy would obviously spur him to become stronger, and Lucci's awakening clearly has propelled him to the level of an admiral, even if still under Luffy by a little bit. After all, I don't see a first commander outside of Ben Beckman doing this to Luffy. Rob Lucci has awakened his Zoan Devil Fruit, and that makes him one of the few characters in the series with an awakening. He also has Haki now. But in terms of his awakening, it takes us to the main subject matter of this video, the origin of Devil Fruits and their true importance to the One Piece story. Wishes, desires. These words are attributed to Devil Fruits by Vegapunk, that Devil Fruits are born from wishes and desires. And so what of a Devil Fruit awakening? If we approximate wishes and desires to dreams, what does a Devil Fruit awakening truly mean? Does it suggest that the Devil Fruit stops dreaming and wakes up? That dreams finally become reality? And so the Devil Fruit ability expands or in some cases pours out into the real world, affecting and reshaping it to match the desires, the wish or dream of that which gave birth to that Devil Fruit ability, whether an awakened Logia, Paramecia, or Zoan. And since Lucci as a Zoan has awakened his Devil Fruit like Luffy, and Lucci appears to have some strange clouds, the same strange clouds or energy surrounding him. Do these clouds have a source? Is the active appearance or apparition of the Devil Fruit's soul surrounding both Luffy and Lucci, akin to Brook when he goes into his soul mode? Kind of like a suit of armor, wrapping yourself fully in the Devil Fruit ability, something strangely similar to Enel when he transformed as a Logia entirely into lightning against Luffy. Mind you, Enel had a dream to travel to the moon via massive airship, the arc maxim that required Enel's Devil Fruit as a main power supply. And so Enel's Devil Fruit was key to achieving his wish or desires, his dream to reach the moon. Perhaps Enel awakened because he was pushed to his limits and his dream, the dream that made his Devil Fruit possible, was being threatened by Luffy. We know from the Gorosei discussing Luffy's mythical Zoan awakening that Zoans are said to have a will of their own, perhaps especially true of mythical Zoans, and even more so Zoan gods. Gods of the past. Gods answering a wish, being a common idea in mythology. A will of their own, a dream of their own even. Desires of their own, and so the desires of Zoan or mythical Zoan or Zoan god Devil Fruits are worth looking into, as we now know. These Devil Fruits do not just simply exist, but exist for a reason, an answer to people's dreams. Vegapunk knowing the name of the sun god Nika, it must have been written in the books of Ohara that Vegapunk read. The ancient documents mentioned by him again this chapter. People from the ancient kingdom then, or someone from the distant past, had made a wish for someone like Nika to return. And it's a strange coincidence that during Wano, the sun god Nika did return. In chapter 1018, Who's Who tells us that he heard a story that people would pray or make a wish to the sun god Nika for salvation. That slaves in ancient times believed that by voicing their desires, by praying and making a wish to the sun god, that the sun god would save them, bringing laughter and freeing them from their suffering. Vegapunk tells us that as long as people continue to yearn for it, that thing which Nika represents, its existence will never disappear. The laughter and smiles that Nika brings, the sense of joy and cause of freedom will never die. As long as people continue to yearn for it, wish for it, dreams will continue to come true. And so we also saw the lanterns of the people of Wano float upwards into the sky during Luffy's battle with Kaido, marked by the written wishes, prayers, and desires for someone to defeat Kaido. And then Joy Boy, Sun God Nika, in the form of Gear 5 Luffy finally did. Another translation of Vegapunk's words is, the Sun God Nika. As long as people's desires persist, such a thing will never cease to be. If that reminds you of anything, well, Monkey D. Dragon in chapter 100 titled The Legend Begins, where Dragon recalls the words of Goldie Roger as he walked to his death. These are things that cannot be stopped. Inherited will, the destiny of an age, and the dreams of its people. As long as people continue to pursue the meaning of freedom, these things will never cease to be. And so, as long as people continue to dream, devil fruits will always exist. As long as people continue to yearn for freedom, to smile and laugh, to escape their suffering, the devil fruit of the sun god Nika and Joy Boy will always return. But what if dreams do end? We'll get back to this at the end of the video, so subscribe and stay tuned. Anyways, Vegapunk goes on to say, we owe all there is to desire. Devil fruits appear to manifest a desired next step in the potential evolution of life, actualizing wishes and showcasing a possible future of humanity if dreams came true. And it seems as if devil fruits then are weaponized wishes or dreams, that in Oda's story, dreams are a source of power, which is an incredibly unique power system if true. That dreams can manifest abilities no different than willpower or spirit can manifest itself as Haki abilities. Oda's writing uniquely exemplifies this unique quality of humanity, that our very existence itself, our beliefs and ideas are powerful. This may or may not be a play off the notion that the mind is a dangerous weapon, that dreams can be just as dangerous. I also stumbled on the following. In chapter 218, as a ship falls from the sky, we learn of a scientist or physicist by the name of Willie Galan, who said that anything man can imagine is a possibility in reality, that essentially, once you can think of it, it's possible it might happen. And seeing this light fall from the sky as Usopp wonders if he is seeing rain fall, it reminds me of Luzia Kingdom and how beams of light or rain-like energy fell from the sky. Imagine if someone had the ability to imagine anything, to conjure anything. Imagine if Imusama had this power. When I think of a comparison to this mind-blowing reveal and what it means for Oda's story, I feel like we are just scratching the surface with this video, but it does remind me of the wishes made via the Dragon Balls and the Dragon Shenron, and Oda does consider Dragon Ball and Toriyama a big inspiration. I like to now consider the possibility that we have seen real examples of wishes coming true in Oda's story outside of what I just mentioned about Luffy's Devil Fruit awakening and the realization of a dream for Wano to be free as Joy Boy returned. I'm curious as to what the other Devil Fruit awakenings in the story mean then. What wish were they potentially responding to, and does the awakening in any way align with the dreams of the Devil Fruit user? Since Roger's and Vegapunk's words combined indicate these things will never cease to be so long as will and dreams are inherited. Going back to Zoan Devil Fruits that have a will of their own, the sun god Nika escaping over the ages, refusing to be stopped, refusing to cease to exist. What dream is the sun god Nika a product of? Whose dream is the sun god Nika an answer to? It seems like Luffy is the only one to have this devil fruit, since Joy Boy maybe if he had this ability too. Unless this devil fruit is the reincarnation of Joy Boy himself, that Joy Boy somehow made or became a wish, a dream placed within a devil fruit as a soul to be passed down, eaten and inherited. And so Zunisha's proclamation that Joy Boy has returned is literal maybe, that Luffy's devil fruit is the manifestation of Joy Boy's dream, of Joy Boy, the sun god Nika himself. I would also add something shocking, who knows if it's a reach, but the origin of devil fruits and wishes or human desires. When considering all the wish or desires uttered in the story, specifically at a time prior to the birth of Luffy, the Pirate King Goldie Roger made a wish to have been born in Joy Boy's era. How would this desire manifest? Roger also had a desire or dream that has repeatedly been teased as linked to or the same as Luffy's own dream. We also have the prophecy shared by Lady Toki in chapter 973. Toki shares with Odin that she had come from the distant past, searching, yearning for the day the world is overturned, that the world is changed. And I would add that Lady Toki's desire to see the world overturned mirrors Roger's own desire to turn the world upside down as he told Rayleigh in the past. Toki's time travel ability does appear to answer that desire, to travel forward to see what has become of the world. It is a devil fruit ability that, admittedly, might have generally answered some random person's desire to perform time travel, but it perfectly suits a kingdom, the ancient kingdom's desire to survive and pass its history onwards into the future, beyond the form of poneglyphs and other relics. Notably, Toki would die soon after proclaiming her desire for the dawn, for the sun to rise over 20 years of night in Wano. And her desires were answered by the awakening of Luffy's devil fruit. and the return of Joy Boy and the sun god Nika 20 years later. Something else to consider is Luffy's brother Ace. The Ace novel reveals after meeting with the Red-Haired Pirates that Ben Beckman found Ace to be directionless and said Ace would make a better revolutionary than a pirate. We also know that Ace's dream was to surpass everyone and make his name known throughout the whole world, surpassing even the legacy of Goldie Roger, his father. Combining Ace's dream or desire to make a name for himself around the world and Beckman saying he should have been a revolutionary, we get Ace's brother Sabo. Ace's devil fruit, the Marimarinomi, was consumed by Sabo Revolutionary, who has also become the Flame Emperor, a name known around the world. A name that is also a move Ace used against Blackbeard. Flame Emperor. Has Sabo inherited a part of Ace's dream? Did Sabo eat Ace's devil fruit in answer to Ace's lingering desires? Was Sabo also chosen by fate? By this devil fruit? Did Ace have a wish as he died that was passed on to the next person to eat this devil fruit, his brother Sabo? Are parts of souls trapped in devil fruits as desires, wishes, and dreams to be inherited? I know we don't have all the answers yet, but it's worth asking. I also just realized that Doflamingo revealed to us that Law's devil fruit, the Ope-Ope-Nomi, could fulfill mankind's oldest dream, immortality. So another connection to wishes and dreams and the origin or purpose of devil fruit abilities. Someone once dreamed to live forever. And if that operation has already been performed on someone in the past, then someone still does. Someone today still has that same dream or wish of immortal life. And so another question worth asking is, what is the wish that Luffy's devil fruit, the soul within it, or the person that had it before him, what is the wish that Luffy's devil fruit made in the past? Because it seems that just maybe Luffy has inherited not just someone else's will, but someone else's dream. And for all we know, maybe there's a third figure in the distant past that had the same dream as Luffy and Roger. Joy Boy. Maybe a devil fruit awakens to achieve its dream when a wish is made, awakening the dream of the devil fruit if it aligns with the user's own dream. But then again, some of that seems to be a given. If the implication is the devil fruit chooses the wielder because it has an affinity for that user, due to the shared dreams of the user and the devil fruit. Or maybe the soul or entity within the devil fruit believes this person it wants to eat it is the best person to achieve said dream or wish that was made years or centuries ago. And so the reincarnation of devil fruits is almost like the undying will of D that is passed down. And so the reincarnation of devil fruits is no different than inherited will, an inheritance of a wish, passed down throughout the ages. A question to ask then is what happens after that wish is fulfilled? What happens to the devil fruit when the dream is complete? Let's take a look at another character who makes the origin reveal of devil fruits all the more curious. Blackbeard once spoke of the dreams of men and said, "A man's dream, a man's wish, a man's desires never end." Does this hint at anything in terms of the reveal of devil fruit origins? How they are a product of never-ending wishes, desires, and so never-ending dreams? What about the Yami-Yami-Nomi that chose Blackbeard? What wish does it have, or what dream or desire did someone have in the past that caused the Yami-Yami-Nomi, the devil fruit of darkness, to be born again in Blackbeard, in the same era as Monkey D. Luffy and the Gomu-Gomu-Nomi, or the devil fruit of the sun god Nika? Who made the wish for Blackbeard and who made the wish for Luffy? Why were they chosen in a way as the perfect host? What dreams, destiny, or will has each inherited? Just as the old man from Luffy's village questioned, is it his dream or his destiny? Are Luffy and Blackbeard and their devil fruits answering the wishes or desires of a prior age, or the wishes or desires of people that came before them that failed to achieve something in their own lifetimes? Vegapunk tells us that devil fruits are the potential of human evolution that humanity wished for. For example, wouldn't it be nice if I could do this or be like that? Wouldn't it be nice if I could make the whole world laugh and smile? If I could party with the whole entire world, as some believe Luffy's dream to be. Devil fruit powers are the representation of those future desires and so people's dreams. Devil fruit users are the realization of or the pursuit of the realization of people's dreams. And so Luffy's spreading happiness and peace, freedom, the warrior of liberation, the white warrior as Vegapunk calls him. Blackbeard spreading chaos and destruction, anarchy. Perhaps the black warrior when he awakens his own devil fruit power. I'm also wondering if human desires create devil fruits. Is something capturing these desires? Do these desires get captured and transformed into abilities somehow? Is there some ancient weapon or devil fruit tree out there that captures human desires or wishes and then sprouts devil fruit buds that blossom into full devil fruits, before dropping them from the tree into waters or the world below? We still need more answers, but this connection stood out to me given the speculation over Elbaf or Mary Joa having a devil fruit tree. Since fruits grow on trees after all, shouldn't devil fruits? And so a tree that sucks in dreams, maybe people and their dreams feed it, or it releases the dreams of the people it has consumed. I think a similar theory has been shared by Joyboy on his channel about a devil fruit tree in the past, so go check that out if you find it. But again, as long as people continue to yearn for it, that thing which Nika represents, its existence will never disappear. And so will devil fruits disappear once they are no longer needed? Does the cycle of devil fruit rebirth ever end akin to the Buddhist concept of nirvana? Under Buddhist beliefs, the cycle of rebirth and suffering continues until a being attains nirvana. One requirement for ending this cycle is to extinguish the fires of attachment, aversion, and ignorance. Maybe for devil fruits, the host or devil fruit user must fulfill the wish or dream that created them before they can finally rest. Dreaming is a sort of longing, and attachment is a not. Maybe Luffy will lose his devil fruit powers in the end once he achieves his dream, or the dreams or wishes of those that allowed his devil fruit ability to be reborn again in this era. Having nothing else to long for, Luffy can rest easily and die peacefully just as Roger did, with a smile. And not to go off the deep end here, but laughter, the laughter of Roger on the island of Laugh Tale. The wish that was made to be born in Joyboy's era, and Joyboy returning in this era. If wishes really do come true in Oda's story, with the return of Joyboy and the liberation of Wano as recent examples, then I think we have some major surprises awaiting us in the coming years. But a man's dream never ends. The wishes, desires, and dreams of men never die, is Blackbeard's most famous line, and we know his character is supposed to be opposed to Luffy's own. Two sides of the same coin, one dark, one light. There is a passage from the Essentials of Buddhism that reads like a poem, and I'd like to share with all of you. Just as there is heat, there is cold. Just as there is evil, there is good. Just as there is darkness, there is light. Just as there is dukkha, there is nirvana. With growing awareness, we strive to end the cycle of life and death, till a state we reach where there is the end of sorrow. I've read that dukkha is not necessarily suffering, but a state or existential sense of lacking something in your life, a state of immense dissatisfaction, a person that is endlessly wanting, desiring, dreaming, and so maybe the rebirth of devil fruits. Their reincarnation ends after a dream is achieved, no different than the carriers of the Willow D that die with a smile, as I mentioned. The end of sorrow, the end of suffering, the end of dreams. A twisted idea, really. If any of you like or disagree with my ideas, though, feel free to share your own in the comment section. But if a man's dreams never end, if these things will never cease to be so long as people pursue them, then the reappearance of devil fruits just might continue on into the future, well after Oda's story has ended, as will all of humanity's desires. But as usual, we will have to wait and see. And don't forget to like the video, comment with your thoughts below, share this with your friends, and subscribe. Also click the notification bell. And if you have a Twitter, feel free to give me a follow in there as well. And before you go, I dropped a video on the secret of the national treasure of Mary Joa and its connection to Imu, and Luffy even, and another mysterious character of great importance to the current storyline. So check out that video if you haven't already, and subscribe, because I have a big announcement once we hit 100k subscribers. As always, there's more to come. Until next time.